One of them is this horse can never touch me for the rest of its life, comma, but I can touch it anytime I want to. Rule number 2, the horse does not get to dictate direction or speed. Well, obviously, we don't have any speed control yet, but we darn sure have stop and go, and we have left and right. We're going to work on a whole bunch of different things at the same time with this little guy. I don't teach my horses to cross over, I teach them to reach. So if I touch the right jaw, I get the left front foot. And if I touch the left jaw, I get the right front foot. Don't ever punish him for moving. But now I think I'll teach this little horse how to yield his hindquarters. Everything I do on the ground, you can sit on their back and copy. I don't do magic tricks. I want to turn this horse into a bridle horse, but I'm starting 2 years early. So I'm not going to teach this horse nothing that a trainer, somebody else, has to reteach. I want this horse going around me in a curved posture. I want those back feet landing in the tracks in the front. Right now he's traveling haunches out. As he gets more soft, quiet, and relaxed, what you'll see is balance and self-carriage will take care of itself. Now, back to how I do my groundwork. We do not do it different on the ground. So I'm going to send the little guy. This is my legs. When he goes forward, I'm going to leave him alone. If I was sitting on his back, I would pull up to my hip bone right here and maybe put my leg in his flank. Maybe not. But I'm going to pick up, and he yielded his hip. Now he's creeping on me, so I'm going to back him up. I don't want him. If he yields his hip and comes at me, I'm going to back him up. If he yields his hip and runs backwards, I will draw him to me. It's all about balance. And I didn't invent none of this. I stole a bunch of this from Ray and Tom, and I stole a bunch of it from various schools of dressage. Spanish and the German are my favorites. So, if I touch Loki, if I pick up, and I get that hip, doesn't have to be awesome, it just has to be a taste. I'll touch that left jaw, he moved his right foot, and I quit pulling. As soon as he gives me a correct response, I'm going to quit pulling. One step turns into a plus turnaround, but not if you drag them all the way around the circle. Now I'm going to touch the right jaw, I want the left front foot. Right there, quit pulling. When he achieves balance and self-carriage, he won't have to take 2 steps to follow that cue. Now, we've been working with him for about 5 minutes, and now I'm going to introduce him to reading my intentions. This flag makes him go. This flag will also make him stop if I change my mind. There's Loki on the circle. I'll put my leg on him. If he goes fast, that's okay. I am never going to punish this horse for forward motion. Now my intentions are for Loki to stop. And he stops. That's purely right here. I didn't invent that either. I stole it from Ray and Tom.
Who's this Ray and Tom you talking about?
But if you were sitting on that horse and you let the life come out of your body, he would just stop as long as you showed him how to do that right here, right now. He's still bothered, but he's licking and chewing and he's allowing me to touch him. I'm going to touch his face. As soon as he gives, I'm going to quit pulling. The horses are born that light. Human beings make them heavy as a fence post. If you ask and they give, you give back. every single time. And a try will turn into a plus maneuver no matter what your discipline, as long as you reward the try. Now I'm going to beat him to a stop again. Good boy, Loki. And he's still bothered, but we've got him to where he's starting to get a taste of trust in me. So as long as I'm babysitting him, he's good. When I quit babysitting him and the crowd causes him to fall apart, there's no room in there for punishment. There's room in there for educating and rewarding the success. We never punish a failure. We reward the success. If we continue to reward the success, when this horse gets old enough to ride, riding's just one more thing, and this horse don't know how to fail. Now you saw when we first came in here, he couldn't concentrate. We just spent a few minutes rubbing on him and letting him know it was okay. And now you people are the same people. The environment's still the same, but now he's listening to me. He's still looking. I'm not going to punish him for being a horse. We want him to look. You want to be riding a live animal, not a four-wheeler. Every time he looks at me from now on, I'm going to pet him. Left and right. Left and right means back up. He backed up a step. I'm going to quit and I'm going to pet him. For the rest of his career, left and right will be back up. Left and right. Not this. He's never going to ring a church bell for you. But if you make him back up like this, his back will get hollow. He'll drag his front feet, and he'll stick his head straight in the air. Now he's backing up because he's afraid, not because he knows how. These little guys will do some incredible things if you just set up situations where they can be successful and then reward the try. Left and right. That's pretty nice. All I was doing was left and right. That looks a lot like a Bozell. When you got into the Bozell after a couple of years of this, hauling him around, showing him in some trail classes, ponying him up the hills, you wouldn't have to make that big of a signal to get him back up. But right now he's still trying to figure out what this town deal's all about. So we'll let him look. If I ask him to do a thing, and it takes 5 seconds, I'm going to rub on him for 15. But every day, this horse's job is to get better and better and better and better. And our job is to reward the try. Because if you don't, he will start thinking that there's nothing in this deal for him, and he will shut down, and he will quit you, and you'll teach him how to fight. So in the beginning, when we walked in here, and he couldn't handle it. If we'd have been jerking and thrashing on him, he'd have went nuts. And then you guys would have got to saw me chase him around backwards all over this round pen. Now, this is how fast it happens. See those back feet? Those back feet are landing in the tracks. Not now, they're not. Let him play. Let him play. Now watch those tracks. He's tracking haunches out right now. I'll slow him down. There. Now the back feet are landing in the tracks of the front feet. That right hind maybe needs a little bit of a trim. That's balance and self-carry. That comes from being soft, quiet, and relaxed. You don't force them. You can't take this stick and force him to be balanced. He has to know what that tastes like, and that he's never going to get a taste for it unless you help him. If you educate him, you'll never have to punish him. Once in a while, like a kid, every once in a while a kid needs his butt busted. But the reality of it is if he's trying, he doesn't need hit. He needs educated. And there's a big difference. So now, if we're headed towards balance and self-carriage, and let's just say this is day one, we're going to send him around here. I'm going to pick up and put my leg on him and see if I can get a leg yield out of him. I got 2 strides, leave him alone. By the time this baby horse has been through the program, you'll be able to put your inside leg on him. He'll fold up like that and take any lead you got him folded to. But we took the time to do our due diligence. Up for the hip. Right there he didn't give to me. So instead of whacking him on the hip, I just told him that he couldn't go forward. I just wiggled that flag, got his attention, let him listen to this. This is my reins. Now we're going to try it again on this side. Right front foot. Good. Quit pulling. Legs. Good. I'm going to pick up and put my leg in his rib cage gently. There. There. You see that shoulder step over? That was a try. I don't need him to 2-track clear to the fence to impress you guys. All I need for him to do is follow a feel. If we can teach this horse to follow a feel, we can take him in the house and set him on the couch. I haven't tried that yet, but my wife's sitting right there, so I probably ain't going to get that done. Now, if you'll notice, as I'm walking around here, I'm not pulling this horse, but Loki is starting to pay attention. Well, there, I lost him. I am vice president in charge of comfort. If he wants comfort, he gets it from me, and he earns it. This isn't an entitled brat. If he does a good thing, I will rub the color off of it. If he does a bad thing, I still won't hit him. I will educate him until he's successful.